Okay. Hmm. Got itchy nose tonight. You see me doing that? Okay. Hello, 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 hello. All right, I can tell that you can hear me, which is good. All right. How's everybody doing? It is Thursday night, and I think we're gonna have fun tonight. I try to have fun every night, but we come on. But I think this is gonna be cute. Have I made it? But that's okay because I've kind of made it. I've at least designed it. But I haven't stitched it out, but I'm not worried about what it's going to look like stitched out because I'm sure it's going to be fine. But all right. See, we'll give people a couple minutes to sign on. I hope everyone's doing good. Hope you've had a good week, a great weekend, and yeah. So, welcome to tonight's live. I'm calling it Hop into Spring. And basically the reason why I'm calling that is because we're gonna make a little bunny. It has nothing really to do with spring, I guess. I mean, bunnies come out, and there's flowers and they're cute and they're sweet. But I really wanted to make a little bunny. And so we're gonna do it applique and we're going to use regular fabric, but for the bunny tail, we're going to use Shannon's Cuddle fabric. I guess this is Cuddle. I always forget the names, but we're going to use the Shannon fabrics, and it's this beautiful. I don't know. I wish I would have kept like the what this actual type is called because there's Minky and there's Cuddle fabric and there's all that, but I don't know if this is just their fur or whatever. But this is going to be the bunny tail. So we're going to talk about how to embroider with this. So it's really easy. There's just one extra step you need to do, and that is basically protecting it and protecting your foot and protecting, everything. And so it's gonna be cute. So we are going to start with building the bunny. We kind of have in IQ Designer, and yes, we'll be using IQ Designer. Again, if you have a Brother Like machine, my design center will work. And can you do this in Palette 11? Heck yeah, you can. So basically, we have a shape built in of a bunny head, but we want to make the whole bunny body, right? And I want it to be from behind. That's why I'm giving him a little tail. I'm not adding a face or anything like that because, me personally, I think the tail is, I mean, a bunny is cute, but the tail is the cutest, right? So we're going to look at him from behind and add a little cute tail. So, ooh, it looks like my screen is freezing up. Oh, Jacqueline, I'm glad you're loving that. I need to, hopefully y'all's is not doing this. Uh, 1 second. I'm gonna re-pull back up our live here so I can see what y'all are doing. Any questions or anything? Yeah. Palette 11 is a lot of fun. I really, really, really need to do a deep dive into it. But you can really do a lot of cool stuff with it, especially like photo stitch. I love that. So yeah, speaking of photo stitch, have y'all ever seen it's kind of it's not photo stitch, but have you ever seen pixel quilts? Um, it- there is an amazing woman named Dee, and she makes these beautiful pixel quilts, and they're people's faces. And so I've been thinking about doing that. I think that would be really fun. So I've met her, social media, and she's a great, great Great lady. But look out there and see if you can look up Pixel Quilts. Also, Patty Marty made one. They're really pretty. And what does that have to do with palette? Nothing. I just wanted to kind of give a shout out. But yeah, so you can do so many things with palette. I do want to talk to you guys quickly about the Sweet Peeps sew along that's starting with Lisa Knight on Saturday. I actually have a post up, and it's going to be reposting again, I think tomorrow. And for twice a week, you're going to see that same post. I just want to make sure everybody gets in on it. And my sewing loft designed the cutest little bunny, his face, his ears, and all that. And of course, us baby lock educators, we love to take someone else's design and play with it, right? So, I haven't made mine yet. That is my weekend plan to see what I'm going to do with mine. But go to Jory's page, Sewing Hoopla, because hers is so dang cute. It is a Polaroid picture of the bunny, and it's literally fabric, Polaroid. I mean, it's darling. And we're all using the Sweet Seams fabric from Baby Lock to make these. And I'm going to show you guys that. I think I showed you once before, but I'm going to show it to you again. And I got my hands on the Sweet Seams matching embroidery thread, which I'm thrilled about. So we're actually using Sweet Seams tonight on my sample and the embroidery thread. Let's see. Hey, Norma. How's everybody? Hey, Ronnie. Ronnie, I'm jealous. There's one in Lakeland, I think this weekend. I just did not plan well enough. And I think Hope is teaching there. So, well, I know she is. She's going to be teaching sewing and or embroidering. So if y'all are in the Lakeland area, go say hi to Hope. Okay. All right. Hey, Heidi. Okay. Let me show you what I've got. Now, I'm just going to do a traditional stitch out on fabric that has batting on the back, because really I could take this and make it into a cute little Easter pillow, which I'm thinking about doing, and I can have it up at work. I love to decorate at work. I don't decorate much at home, but definitely at work, I love to do that. So I think a cute little pillow would be really sweet. So I have got just some regular grunge fabric that kind of matches the background of the fabric that I'm going to use for my bunny. Love grunge. It's really fun and it goes with everything. Grunge goes, I need to order some. Grunge goes with everything. Ronnie, she's the cool. I mean, I'm a little partial because, she's my girl, but she's one of the neatest people you will ever meet. I promise you that. She's my heart. Okay. So I've got that. You can stitch it on whatever. This would actually be cute on little Easter baskets if you made your own Easter baskets, or Easter bags or something like that would be really cute. I'm just double checking and I'm sorry. I keep stopping, but I keep freezing up on my end, not recording, but on my Facebook. And I hope it's working for you guys. So let me know if it's working for you. I think what's happening is just me, but all right. So we need applique fabric for our bunny, because this is going to be an applique. And this is one of the fabrics from the Sweet Seams line. Look how cute. That's going to be my bunny. I love it. It's so pretty. And where can you get Sweet Seams? Through your Baby Lock dealer. They're the only ones that can order it for you. And they come in, I think, yard increments. So we have this one. And I don't think I have everything out right now, but I'll show you quickly. So we have this one. And the reason why it's called Sweet Seams is, see where my finger is? Do you see the little sewing lines? And then we have, I call this a blind hem stitch. I'm not sure what it's really called, but you garment people can tell me. So look how cute that is. I love that. It's really pretty. And then this one's really cute, little needles. And I love the colors. The colors are really nice and muted, but they're really vibrant at the same time. Yeah, right. It's weird. Yeah, my iPad is freezing too, so I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow. This one's really cool. Do you see the grids? Kind of like on your cutting mat. Love that. And then I love this taupe color. And you can see the heart, it's upside down, and the little star right there. That is Baby Lock. That is their own little designs. They're so cute. I've got them on my machine. See my heart? And then this one's really cool. This one, it's hard to see on camera because it's very light. It's a light pink on a cream. And it almost looks taupe on my screen, but it says for the love because Baby Lock's real, I hate to say it, no, not logo, like saying or whatever, is Baby Lock for the love. So for the love of sewing, for the love of embroidery, for the love of crafting. So these are some really cute fabrics. I really, really, really love these. And I have more. I just don't know where they're at. So get with your Baby Lock dealer and see if they can order you some of this. And also the matching embroidery thread. They have matching sewing thread too. I didn't get that yet. I might just order that today, but tonight. But look how pretty those colors are. They match everything. So we're going to be using those tonight. Now on the back of my material here, my cotton fabric, what I have fused on it is called Ultra Soft Fusible. This is, I know you guys see me use, when I do applique a lot, you see me use like a fusible webbing. I wanted my bunny to not only be, an applique, but I want him to have a tiny bit of loft. So not loft, that's the wrong word. Maybe fluff. I don't know. And you're not going to see fluff or fluff. But it basically gives it a little bit of body, a little bit of firmness, but it's soft. So if you're ever looking for that, it's called Ultra Soft Fusible. It's really cool. It just fuses on one side of the fabric. And so here you go. And I'm going to pull this back a little bit so you can see. So it's fused to that. And it's, it's not even 1/8 of an inch thick, but it adds some good body. I'm not going to have anything fusing it down. I know I tell you guys to fuse your appliques down, especially if you're going to wash them. Since this is going to be a little sample pillow, I thought I would just give him a little bit of. Again, we have our tail fabric material and a piece of, this is Heat Away topper. And let's talk about toppers real quick. So when you go to embroider something on something that is lofty, like this, that, or minky, or towels, like bathroom towels, what's going to happen is if you do not have anything underneath the embroidery to hold it above the nap or the loft, then the stitches are going to sink down into the material. And you've probably seen that before. Now, here's Anna's thought on this. That doesn't mean I'm right, but it works the best for me. We're going to try this again. There are two types, pretty much. There is a wash away and there's a heat away. Now, let's think about towels. If you are going to embroider on a towel and we want to keep those stitches up on top of the loft, would we use a wash away? No, because it's going to wash away. So what's going to happen? Eventually over time, those stitches are going to sink back down. Now, I hear this all the time. I use wash away. It's great. And you do you, boo. But I know I have towels that have been washed a billion times, and those monograms are completely on top, beautiful. And that's because I use a heat away on anything with loft. So that what that means is it's going to stay underneath the embroidery until forever, really forever. And most of the time it just rips away. Why is it called heat away? Because if you have any little pieces hanging out, you're going to take the tip, it's not on, the tip of your iron and you're going to tap it and it balls up and you just brush it away. So it's really cool. Did y'all see this? Have y'all seen my new mini iron by Alysso? I love the color. It looks orange on screen, but it's actually coral. Okay, that was my shameless plug. Okay, and if you want to know more about Alysso, I am a affiliate with them, so I can hook you up, get you going to the right place. And let's try to pull this up again. Okay. So, oh, Heidi, good. Yeah, but if, and I'll show it to you guys again real quick. So it is the Fusible Ultra Soft. And you can actually put this on the back of anything like let's say you're going to do a quilt block in the hoop. But you don't want it to be real heavy. It's thinner than batting, so you can use that for this. But there's a lot of cool things you can do with it. Here, I'll hold it here in case anybody else wants to do a screenshot. Okay, perfect. So I have my material, which is my cotton fabric, hooped with a piece of cotton batting and no-show mesh on the back. But we're going to start the design process first. Let's wear this thing. It's just freezing up on us. Okay, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn on my camera. So let's get that going. And, oh, good. Perfect. So again, we're going to be designing the bunny. And I'll show you what it looks like first, and then we'll go into designing it. All right, oops, wrong button. I never said it was professional. There she is. Okay. All right. Let me get my mouse out. I love to work with a wired mouse. There are some great tools out there. I got this from Gloria Horn. This is a stylus that has this nice, pretty, soft edge on it so you can't hurt your screen. It's not, or I call it an edge, but that little protector there. You can design with those, whatever you want. All right, here we go. So when we're going to start to make our bunny, we are going to go to IQ Designer. So just click on IQ Designer and we are in IQ Designer. Now I am going to be using a 5x7 hoop and I'm going to try to make the bunny as big as possible in the 5x7 hoop. I want them to be kind of large. So what I have is I already have my boundary 5x7 here. And how did I get that? Well, you're going to go up to settings. You're going to come to frame size and you'll pick the size of frame that you're using. So if you were using a 7x14 or a 4x4 or whatever, it's good to have if you're designing, because you know that you're not going to go outside of that area. So this will not stitch out. It is, yeah, it's just there. So, hey, Diane. Okay. So let's see here. Let me show you what we're making. So I have to go pull it up because I saved it. Remember, I have a lot of stuff on mine, so which I need to clean up. All right, there he is right there. Boop. So I'm just going to pull him up so you can see him. And let's zoom in a little bit. So we can talk about how we did this. Well, basically, there is the shape of a bunny head in your shapes area. Also, I used other shapes. I believe this was like the egg type of shape for his little body. And then I took another shape and squished it down to make his little legs. And then we're going to put a big circle right here where we're going to applique his little tail on. He's so cute. Okay. I'm going to have to name him by the time we're done. So throw out some names in the comments. Give me some hearts. Throw out some names for our bunny. And I do want it to be a little boy, even though he's got flowery skin. It's okay. All right. So this is our shape. Let me show you how we did that. So I'm just going to clear this off. All right. So the first thing that I did is I go to the shapes key. And here is where you have different shapes that you can play with. So you have, not only do you have all your basic shapes, right here at this little tab is some more fun shapes. And this is where our bunny is. And I'm going to sneeze. So 1 second. Ugh. Hello. It's snowing in Florida. Did y'all know that? It's yellow and dusty, and it's called pollen, and we call it Florida snow, and it is out with a vengeance. Everybody is sick right now. So if I sneeze, I'm so sorry. Okay. So what I want to do is select our little bunny's head and then say, okay. Now he's going to come in really large. Now you could just use his little head if you wanted to, but I want to make a full body bunny. Wow. That is definitely a tongue twister. Full body bunny. Okay. So I'm going to go to size, and I do not have any sizes written down. I'm just going to make it aesthetically look good to me. So if you are a size person, go ahead, get a notebook out, write down your sizes. But I'm not going to actually say sizes. I'm just going to say, okay, that looks good. So let's shrink his head down. So we're going to go to size. We're going to use the proportionally smaller key. I'm also going to shrink his head in sideways. So his little face is a little too chunky for me. Rupert, oh, you know what, Heidi? I love that. His name is Rupert. That's it. You're the first one. There you go. I love it. So Rupert, we're going to shrink his head in this way. So we're going to move the width in. So you have these unproportional tools right here. So we could shrink his head like this or like this, or we can shrink it like this. We can bring it in. So that would be this key right here. And I'm just going to get it where I'm happy. And I can play with him a little bit more. I can even elongate him a little bit. Just get him where he's cute as button. So I'm kind of happy with that. I really am. So I'm just going to use that. And I'm moving him up right now just to kind of get him out of the way for our next piece. So I'm going to move him way up out of the way. And you'll thank me later when you're designing to do that. Because if we watch what happens, if I bring another shape in, so I can move that other shape, but you're going to have, I mean, you can move this one out of the way and then unselect, draw a box around it and select that. That works, but it's just so much quicker and easier to go ahead. And sometimes if you click off, what do you think happened? Everything's joined now, so I cannot separate them. So let's get rid of those. So I'm going to go ahead and move him out of the way. Don't lose him, because if he goes up here, it will cut him off and you'll have to start over. I promise. It's the weirdest thing. So just keep him below that area. I'll just move him here. Now we're going to go grab his body shape. So we're going to come back to our shapes key. Excuse me. And we're going to look at our shapes here. I may have used this one because it seems a little bit, more rounded here. So you're going to grab the shape that you like best for his body. Now, even if I went over here, nothing really speaks to me about it. And this last one is your open shapes. So his little body wouldn't be anything. It would just be decorative. Ooh, we could add little. Oh, I'm not using a solid. If I was using a solid fabric, we could add little decorations and stitches and all that on. But we're going to go back to open and we're going to, I'm sorry, close. It's a closed shape. And I'm going to select number 13, or if you don't have numbers, it's the teardrop. So now we're going to go to OK. And there it is right there. So here's the thing. Let's just bring him down quite a bit. And I'm going to move this down. I'm going to click off. I'm going to draw a box around my bunny. And I'm going to move my bunny back down. And I'm going to, again, draw my box around his body and move him up. However, I'm not going to click off. If you click off, that's when everything joins together. So I'm going to kind of position it about right here. And then I'm going to look at it. I'm going to say, should I squeeze his body in a little bit? Okay, not too bad. This is where you kind of really want to get it, I hate to say right, but kind of, play with it a little bit. I am not an anatomy major, especially for animals. So yours will probably look way better than mine. But it's cute. It's still stinking cute. Okay, so I kind of like his little body there, but I want him a little chunkier, so I think I'm going to spread him out just a little bit. A little bit. There we go. Now, if I click off here, the red box goes away. I'm stuck with that unless you use the back button. Then it's selected again. But I can't select my bunny head by itself without moving this out of the way. Why is it like that? I'm really not quite sure, but you just get used to it. Get that. There we go. Now we're going to erase this stuff in here. Now we need to make his little feet. And I feel like I'm missing maybe some comments or anything. No, okay. All right, so let's make his little feet. So the next thing we want to do is we want to go back to shapes and to be on, oh, I remember which one. I was like, I did this a while ago. So, okay. So there's this little guy right here, number 15. So I want to grab him, say, okay. And it comes in ginormous, of course, right? So I'm going to bring him down and I'm going to go to size. I'm going to first squish him. And then I'm going to bring him in. A little bit more proportional. And then I'm going to bring him up here. We can tell already that's too big, right? So let me see. Let me get these little guys in a little bit. We're going to squish them a little bit more. I'm going to click off so I can see what's going on. And I mean, that's coming together pretty good. I should have made his body a little bit bigger. How would I do that? If I wanted to go back to that, this is what's going to happen. You would have to go back, back, back. You would have to keep going back. I know it's kind of a pain, but that's okay. We're designing until it is selected again. So I'm going to go to size. I'm going to maybe make him a little bigger, a little more fluffier. Oh, that's kind of cute. And I'm looking at it from the side view, really, because you're in front of it and I'm off to the side over here. So I know he's a chunky bunny. Perfect. I love that. Okay. So now I'm going to go back and get the number 15, or it looks like a pill. So the pill shape. And now I'm going to go back to my side. Again, I'm not making, a specific size because, when you're actually designing, you don't think about size until you're done. I mean, I shouldn't say that, until you're mostly done. but we're just trying to get everything together right now. So I'm going to shrink that a little bit. I'm going to squish them a little bit more. Oh, that might be good. Let's see. Let's click off. All right. I'm kind of happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a box around everything just so I can move him to the center. Why aren't you moving to the center? I don't know. I'm just going to move him here. There we go. And what I'm going to do is zoom in, because what I want to do now is get rid of the inner crossing or intersecting lines. Anything that's intersecting with each other, we're going to get rid of. So we're going to go to, and I know I showed y'all the other day how to use the cut tool to get rid of the bulk of stuff. So if I come here, oops, I gotta jump off of him, by the way. If I come here and select like this chunk here very carefully, right there, and hit my scissors, that chunk will go away quickly. And kind of the same thing here. I can kind of start here, be very careful, see, and cut. There we go. Now I just have to clean up these lines. So I'm going to zoom in, use my pan hand to move around. Again, if you are on an Altair or a Meridian, you're going to have a box up here with a red box. You move that red box around to get around your design. I'm going to turn on my eraser. I love the square. You can use whatever you want. And there we go. Whew. It's always stressful for me. I like don't breathe during this part. All right, so we're going to move on over. We're going to select that again. And same thing. And if you're nervous, get rid of most of it. Let go of your mouse or your finger. Let go and then start over. And the reason why I like the square is that because I can use the corners to get rid of the pixels or erase some of that line. Because if we zoom in, when I say pixels, everything is a pixel. So if I were to erase one of the, if I would erase all that, I erase that big chunk right there. But I could erase one by one if I wanted. All right, I'm going to zoom back out, and then we're going to grab our pan hand. We're going to come over here. We're going to grab our eraser, and here we go. A little bit there, and I'm going to come from the top side. That's another tip with the eraser. Start away from the design and bring it to it. There we go. So I got rid of all that. One more little step. There we go. Perfect. So let's zoom out, and I'm going to zoom in. Oh my gosh. And now you can see your bunny come to fruition. How cute is that? I am like so happy with that. I can't even, when you're looking at it with all the lines crossed, you're like, you're not looking too great. But I think he's cute. He's kind of a tall, skinny. I maybe the next one I make him be a little, I would like him a little more fluffy, but I'm happy with that. It reminds me of the chocolate bunnies. So, which would be cute because I have chocolate, I think I have chocolate brown fur from Shannon Fabric. So that's another thing. You can use this fur stuff or minky or whatever for the bunny as well. All right, so our next item on the docket is we need to save this stuff. So we're going to come down to memory. If you are on an Altair Meridian or a Destiny or the brother-like of those machines, then you're going to select a button that has a pocket with an arrow going inside, not outside, inside. That's the same thing as memory. So we're going to click that. I always save to my machine because I can erase it later, or I can save it to a USB stick later. And there we go. So we're going to zoom back out. And let's put a grid on real quick so we can get him really centered into the hoop. So to do that, you go to your settings, you go look for the word grid, and there we go. Now, if you're on Altair Meridian, it's going to look a little different, works exactly the same. So I'm just going to do the crosshair here. I don't really care about using the 1 inch, all that for right now. Now, can you see right here that I am off center because of his ear? Let me zoom in real quick. And you see that? See that? So I need to move him over and up a little. So I'm going to draw a box around him. Oops. Oh, I still have my eraser on. Did y'all see that? Let's click that guy. So you're going to look for this little box with the, I know that's going to be, I need to make it wide to go around his whole little body. There we go. And I'm going to visually center him because I am not good at, I don't know. I'm going to say whatever, work, float your boat, do it. So you can always go to size and use your little keys to nudge it. Nudge, nudge, nudge. Up, down. And remember what I'm looking at. Let's zoom out. I'm going to click off of him. So I'm inside that 5x7 area. So I don't want to go outside of that. Okay, we're good. So the first thing I want to do is make this a tack down line. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to put a piece of fabric on top of my other fabric. My applique fabric is going to go on top of my quilt fabric. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay it there. You can do a placement stitch first. I just think that's too much. If I'm going to almost fill the whole hoop, it doesn't matter. But with this, it doesn't matter. So this will be the tack down stitch, and it'll be the time that you will trim away the fabric from the outside of the bunny. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up to line properties. Right now, he's just a drawing. So I need to turn him into stitches. So I want to make him running stitch. And I'm going to select a color. It does not matter what color you use. And then I'm going to say okay. I'm then going to make sure my bucket right up here is turned on. I'm going to take my finger and tap my bunny. And he turned blue. That means that I did my job correctly. So now we're going to select next. And we're going to leave everything alone. Now, we'll come back to that. So we're going to hit set okay. If you are on an Altair, Meridian, or Destiny, you're going to hit preview okay, set okay. There he is. I'm now going to turn off that grid. I really don't need it. Ooh, I might need it. No. Okay, what I didn't do is center my bunny first and then save him. So I think, right? I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Don't worry about what I'm talking about. I'm going to turn this grid off for right now, and let's take a look. There you go. We have our tack down stitch. After that stitch, we will trim away. So what we need to do next is make his little bunny tail. So we're going to go to Add, IQ Designer. And if you're new to this process, this is going to be weird, but it works beautifully. So we're going to recall that shape right here. It's like Jeopardy. Okay, there he is. And there, oh, you see, he was a little chunkier. I like him. We're using this one. So we're going to click on that. I do like the chunky one better. But I'm okay. So what we're going to do now, yeah, see, it's off a little bit, but that's okay. We can fix it over on the embroidery side. What we're going to do is, just because I want him here just as a guide, or a, just like the 5x7, it's just there to help us. We're going to turn this line of your bunny, we're going to tell it not to sew. So we're going to come back to our line properties. We're then going to go to our no sew button, and that's this one right here, the little zigzag with the red line through it, and okay. We're going to turn on our bucket up here, and we're going to tap on it. And now he will not stitch out. He's just there as a boundary. because now I'm going to go to my shapes. I'm going to grab a circle and say, okay. Now circle comes in ginormous. So that would be one fluffy tail. So I'm just going to shrink it down to whatever I feel like. I kind of want it a little bit back. That's 1 inch. Okay. And now I'm going to move it down just to test it out. We may have to move it over in the embroidery screen if you did not save after we centered the design like I did. So I'm going to have his, okay, that's fine. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to come back to line properties. I'm going to select a line, and then we're going to select a color. And okay, we're going to turn on our bucket and take our finger, and we're only going to tap the circle. And he should turn whatever color you chose. And now we're going to select next. Now I'm not saving it. You could save at this point, but I'm going to show you another quick trick. All right, so we're going to hit set, okay. And there's our bunny tail. And it's actually sitting pretty good. I'm happy where the location is. So if you want to, you could move it at this point if you wanted, if you're feeling like, you know, I really don't like it there. I want it up higher or over or something like that. This is fine for me. But almost, let me get in front. I don't know. I kind of feel like it needs to go over to my right a little bit. I know I'm talking about just a little bit. Like that little bit. And how I did that, I'm sorry, I did that too quick. How you can do that is just go to your edit key, go to move, and you can use these cool little keys. I love these keys. They really do help a lot. So that is going to be the placement stitch. We are using a placement stitch for this, where we're going to put our tail fabric over. Now, if you wanted to use the fills built into IQ Designer, you'd want to add the fills first and then come back and add the tail. I'm not going to add a fill because I like I really want to see the fabric. So it's up to you. All right. So we're going to, with the tail selected, we're going to come over here. Now, if your screen looks like that, I want you to tap edit and look for this key right here. So this is your duplicate key. So I'm going to tap on it. It's going to put a second one in, and let me zoom in a little bit, guys. There we go. It's going to put a second one in, and what we're going to do first is change its color, just so we know what's happening. So we're going to come over to our color chip, and you're going to select a color. I will never select red. I'm a weirdo. So I'm going to select this last one. Oh, you have to touch him first. I'm so sorry. I just turned to bunny pink. Which is fine, Make sure you're selected the one you want to turn a color, not the other one. And if that kind of, you know, you're like, oh God, I want it to go back to the other color, just get out of that and go back. Now we're going to go back to our color chip. And I do this every time, guys. Every single time. I forget to select. So we're going to click. We're going to select a color and then say okay. And now I'm going to zoom in 200% because what I need to do is get this guy on top of this guy. This is where your move keys are going to be your best friend. You could pick it up and try to do it, you know, yourself, but I'm going to go move and watch this. Look at this sideways key here. The singing's free for you. Okay, so it landed directly on top. Thank you, guys. Okay. Yeah, Jackie, I know a lot of people love red. It is the one color that I do not like. I am so weird, but I will say that red and white quilts and red and black quilts are stunning. I wouldn't make one because I'm a weirdo and I don't like the color red, but I do like I like to look at a beautiful red and white quilt. they are gorgeous. Okay. Okay. And, I mean, you can tell people I said. Okay, here we go. Okay, so our little bunny tail's all ready to go. So we're going to say okay. And now we need to add a finishing stitch to our bunny. So what is his outside going to look like? Are we going to put a satin or a decorative stitch or a candle wicking? I don't know. I'm going to go over there and look. So we're going to go to add. We're going to go to IQ Designer. Ooh, I even have a better idea that I've seen Melinda do this. I've seen Mike Johns do this. I think I'm going to watch this. This is really good. Okay, so I'm stealing their idea. All right, we're going to go back. Oh, we need to pull our bunny up, right? So let's grab our bunny. We're going to go to the pocket with the arrow going outside of it. And then I'm going to grab my little guy. And I'm going to go, okay. And he's going to come in to the screen. And now I can go to my line properties and we can start playing with our different line. Now I could do, which would be really, really cute, a blanket stitch. I love the chain stitch. It looks really good on an applique. I could do raw edge where I just do a regular stitch. I can do satin. I can do this right here, candle wicking, or I can do whatever's built into my machine. So I have these other custom ones. But remember, if you have design suites and you have the Solaris, you can bring in the other ones that are in and you could that are provided in design suites, and you can use those. But I didn't bring any Easter ones, but I know what I want to do. So I'm going to go to my satin stitch and I'm going to just select let me select a light color so we can kind of see what's going to happen. And I'm going to say, okay. Now this has to be in 2 steps. I think there may be a way to do it a little differently, but I think it has to be done in 2 steps. So first we're going to go to our bucket and we're going to tap our bunny. And then next. So you can barely see him, but when he comes up, you can see him. Now I like a thick satin stitch. So I'm going to come here, right here where it says 0.80. I'm going to tap on that and I'm going to change the width to, I usually go around 200. And it also catches all those ends of your applique. Let me see it. It might be too thick. I'm going to go down just a little. I'm kind of okay with that, but I think I'll be fine with that. You can change the density to make it a little tighter, a little looser. That's this key right here. But I'm going to say I'm happy with that. And we're going to go to set. Okay. Again, Meridian Altair Destiny owners, you're going to hit preview okay, set okay. Now, this is what I was talking about. Let me zoom in earlier where I did not get him direct. I didn't save it at the right area. Because you can see he's off of our guide. So what we need to do is move my satin stitching up and over. Now, let me say something about your tail. And I should have mentioned this earlier. We just made applique stitches to hold it down. Since I'm using a fur, I don't need, I don't want to see a finishing stitch on it. So you could go back and add a finishing stitch if you're going to use just regular fabric. All right, so we're going to go to move. And I'm going to use that same arrow that goes up and out, but on the other side. And it really does work good. And I feel like I need to go over just a hair. I don't know if that's correct. We'll find out later. And I'm going to say, okay. All right, here's the next thing that I'm going to do. This is really cool. Again, not my idea, I stole it. So we're going to go to Add, IQ Designer. We're going to pull up the bunny again, once again. And if there is a way to do this all in one step, I would love to see it. However, I cannot in my brain see how to make, this not 2 steps. So I'm going to grab my bunny. I'm going to go back to my line properties, and I am going to select the running stitch. I'm going to select a dark color so you guys will be able to see it. I'm going to say, okay, bucket, tap. Next. And what I'm going to do here is normally when I use a running stitch, I never change the size or the width, but I'm going to change it here just a little bit. So I'm going to tap on this and I'm going to make the run pitch just a little bit longer. I don't know how long. I'm going to start with that. And we're going to say, okay. Now we can't see anything happening here, right? But we're going to hit set okay. Or if you need to hit preview okay, set okay. And what's going to happen is we are going to zoom in. And what I want to happen is I want that stitch to sit directly on top of my satin stitch. If you have ever seen it stitched out before, you will, if you've never seen it, you'll see it tonight. It looks so cool. Okay. So I'm going to move my outline stitch on top of my satin stitch. I'm going to go to edit, move, and I'm just going to center it on top. Again, if I had told y'all to do this correctly, you wouldn't have this problem right now, but All right. So I might go up a little, and I'm just looking at the whole thing here to see, I'm thinking about what it's going to look like, and I think it's going to be cute. All right. So I'm going to say, okay, and I'm done. I can go to embroidery. I see his tail still looks like it's still over there. Don't y'all think? It's like, I don't know. I need to move his tail. I mean, it's going to drive me crazy. And I'm usually not that about anything. All right, to select it, I could just pick it up, but I'm going to use my select buttons here. And I'm going to go to move, and I'm going to move it over this way. Maybe I moved it the wrong way. And then I want to catch the second one, or the first one, let's put it that way, and move that one right underneath it. All right, let's put the bunny so we can see. That look better. I'm looking on the screen and on my camera screen. What do y'all think? Hey, Polly. I still think it needs to go over just a hair. Oh. I didn't have it selected. Okay. Nope. There we go. All right. So we need to go to move over. Okay. And then I'm going to select, use my select key to select the second one, move, and I'm not going to mess with it anymore unless it looks really bad. No, that looks better. Okay. I'm happy with that. All right. All right, we're ready to embroider now. So I am going to, so basically, let's look at the order. What's going to happen is, I'm going to go through it this way. Okay, so this is going to be my tack down stitch. I'm going to lay my fabric directly on top of my fabric. I'm not going to use a placement stitch. I mean, it's almost as big as a hoop. So I'm going to lay it down. It's going to tack it down. I'm then going to trim away the fabric from the outside of the stitch. The next one will be the placement stitch for the bunny, or for the placement, here, let's do that, yeah. Placement stitch for his tail. The next one will be the tack down stitch, and we'll trim again after that. Again, if you are doing regular fabric, you could add a third, you could have added a third step to have a finishing stitch. So we're going to go down one. Lastly, or we're getting close to last, is the satin stitch. And then the very last one is this top stitch that goes on top of it. It's going to be super cute. especially since I have these yummy colors. All right. Let me see something really quick, and then we're going to get started. I'm almost there. I'm still double checking. I swear I don't know if it's the interwebs or what. Okay, there we go. All right. So here we go. Oh, let me get everything out of the way so we can see what's going to happen here. All right. So I think here's my fabric. So I'm going to need at least 2 colors for the bunny body. And since I'm using this fur piece for his tail, I'm going to use a white for that because it matches pretty good. Let me open. I have not opened this yet, so you're going to hear me struggle here for a second. Here we go. All these colors are so pretty. Let me just show you all as I'm getting to what I need to get to. So you can kind of see the colors that are in there. They match the fabric. So there's some peas. There's a taupe. I love that blue. It's a blue, kind of a turquoisey, a beautiful silver. Which I've been needing this mint green forever. I love mint green. We're going to use that for the tail. And there's also a darker blue. Okay, so let's think. I actually kind of like the idea of, a gold satin stitch. And then I want I want the top stitch to show up. So I think I'm going to put that on top. So that's going to be the last stitch. What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down. This is the only time I will allow you to give me a mad face if you don't like the color combination. Oh, okay. I'm happy. I'm happy. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get my thread loaded and we're just going to walk through the process. It shouldn't take that long to stitch out because I mean, he's just kind of, we're not doing any fills, but again, you could add fills if you wanted to, but I didn't want to take away from this beautiful fabric. So I am going to start with, I think what I'm going to do is just start with the white because that's going to be the bunny tail. And this stitch is going to be hidden underneath the satin stitch anyways. Try to get it out there. All right, so I'm going to place it onto my machine. I've already got a bobbin in there. Hopefully I have enough thread. And here we go. I really think I have a sewing needle in there, but we're going to see how that works. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is just put this whole big honking piece of fabric down. Now, since, I do have so many beautiful, flowers and stuff, I really could try to fussy it. I could do this if you have this feature. So I'm going to go to my projector. Oh, aren't you going to let me turn? Let's go back. Okay. So if you have a Solaris, you can, you can project, which is going to look funny on your screen, but you can kind of see it here. You can project the shape down on your fabric and you can almost, think about fussy cutting in a way. So like you can see there's his ears and stuff. So that's exactly where it's going to be. I could move my fabric up and down if I wanted to. I'm going to leave it as is because I think, just being, what do you call it? Doesn't matter. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that. All right, here we go. We're going to hit start. And I'm going to get my applique scissors out. Although I saw Jory got some really cool scissors at her book show thing that she went to, or I don't know if she worked or went to. Oh, wait, I hope I didn't. Y'all see that? I just got nervous about the salvage. Oh my God. This is gonna be the cutest bunny, I think, ever. Okay. So that sewing needle's not gonna work. So let's put a new embroidery needle in there. I just got lazy, I know. Let's see, do I have any in here? If not, I've got them right next to me. Got a ton of universals in there. Okay, let me just reach across. I just got a bunch of needles in. That's a universal. Okay. And I'm going to use an embroidery needle. So you can see what can happen. Your thread can break, and especially if the needle you still have in your machine is getting dull. So my favorite needles definitely are the Class A. And I'm going to use the 7511 on this one. But I know there's a lot of great needles out there, but for some reason I am hooked on these. I just think they stay sharper longer. They're great. Hardly ever, I don't know. I hardly ever have problems unless I just need to change the needle for overuse. All right. So I'm going to unthread very carefully. I know you can't see me. I would have to have the camera up high, but I'm very gingerly unthreading the machine or the thread. Ooh, yeah. Oh, look at that. You want to do it very gingerly and guide it through. There we go. Also felt a little tight the first time. All right, I'm going to use our backup. I'm going to back up 20 stitches and hit start. All right, back on a roll, ladies and gents. I know Heidi, she did. She got I went and looked on the website. I'm gonna order the blue ones. They just look awesome. But I do love my Quilter Select ones. They're like probably one of my all-time favorite because they have this awesome little point on them. That it's actually Faymore's fault because they have this awesome scissor. Do I have one up here? I don't know. They're here somewhere. That have that same little point and they're amazing. All right, so now what I'm going to do is trim out our bunny and take it off. And I'm just going to get as close as possible. You want to get very, very close. This interfacing cut so nice. And as you see, I always hold the fabric up when I'm trimming. And the reason being is because I'm pulling it. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm pulling it away from the design. If I were to just lay it here and just start going, I'm going to leave a lot of stuff hanging out there. And I call those pokies, and we don't want any pokies. So what you want to do is hold it up. I'm gonna say it doesn't matter what side of the scissor you use. I mean, I know I'm gonna get some flack for that, but you can make it work, especially for people who are left-handed, you know. All right, I'm gonna get rid of that big chunk. Oh, God, this is so cute. All right. Ooh, I probably should move all the thread off of my machine, don't you think? Okay. And let's see. And now we're going to be getting into this little tight area with the ears. So let me move the camera so you can kind of see what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to keep my arms out of the way. All right. So again, I'm going to hold it up and I'm just going to take short snips. Because if I can't get in there, that means I need to get out. Yeah, they're right here. They were right here. So I'm going to get out these little guys. I love these too. So I can get into these tight little areas. Same thing. Oh, these are dull. Let me try it this way. Oh no, they're dull. Let's see if I have something smaller. Oh, let's see if this will work. I just want to get around this area right here. Oh. Okay, let's go back to make sure I get, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna turn it. The other thing is, if you can help it, try not to cut applique in your lap because you're more apt to actually cut through whatever you're working on, like the fabric or whatever. You need a flat surface. So my bed right here is flat. So now this is what I meant a moment ago. It doesn't matter which way you hold the scissors. So if you're comfortable, you can go ahead and go the opposite way. But you want to get really, really close to the edge. Even if you have to go like this. Remember, short stitches. If you can't see what you're doing, you're not stitches, snips. You want to do little snips. All right, we're getting there. I'm going to cut this off. That out of the way. So a flat surface is always going to be your best friend. I believe I've taught so many classes around the country, and especially a lot of applique classes. And I've seen so many people just throw it in their lap and then disaster. And we have to start over, and which is fine. I mean, you know, I want everyone happy, but it's just much quicker if you put it on a flat surface. I promise. Okay, here we go. Enough of that. So you can see I'm getting really close. And I'm going to show you something. I'm going to leave an ugly piece. Okay. Let's see if I can zoom in there. Okay, so if you have some pieces hanging out like that, what you want to do is push it up. Take your scissors. If you can grab a hold of it, if you want to grab a pair of tweezers or whatever, and just snip, 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 just little snips. And you'll, oops, I cut too deep. That's okay. Just be very careful. Don't do what I just did. But my satin stitch is wide enough, it'll cover it. But just little snip, snip, snips, and that'll keep those pokies out. Like there's something right there I'm gonna go and clean up. I always say I'm a good enough sewer, but when it comes to applique, I like it. Look. No, okay. Oh, guys, look at my bunny. He is so cute. Rupert is adorable. Yeah, see all that junk right there? There's a lot of junk right there. I'm going to go try to kind of pull it up and get as close as I can to get that off. That's a lot of junk. All right, there we go. Ta-da! This fabric is amazing. Okay. And honestly, this is the first time I've used the fabric. All right. And I've had it since Baby Lock Tech. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put the hoop back on, and I'm going to stitch out the placement stitch for my tail. And what I'm going to do off camera here is cut a little piece of this. This stuff is a mess. So I'm going to shake it off into my, oh, I've just gotten it all over me. My trash can. Shake it off because all the edges get very, and it's hard to see, but there is my circle. I'm going to take and put my little furry piece down, his little honey, and I'm now going to grab, oh, I lost it. My topper. All right. Yay, Anna, always losing something. Okay. Let's get another piece of topper. Didn't I have here? I do. I'm just going to cut me a little hunk off. And I am going to grab my tape. So your embroidery tape, whatever you use, I have two that I like. So first I'm going to put this topper, zoom out a little bit. I'm going to lay the topper over top of my little fuzzy piece. And then what's handy is my Kimberbell tape. So I am going to tape just the top and bottom down. But I'm also going to pull it kind of tight. That piece is too big. So I might just go over here. I do want to kind of pull it tight so it doesn't get bunchy. There we go. All right, so here we go. Let's hit start. Now, wait till you see me trim this stuff. It is the biggest mess, but it's so cute. The little tail is going to be adorable. So in my brain, what I'm thinking is I might, and you don't have to do this, I'm just having anxiety about this fur. So I'm going to back up and have it restitch that again. So kind of like a double, you know, stitching. And that's just my anxiety because this is a weird fabric. You do not have to do this. And I'm also going to leave about 1/8 of an inch outside when I cut because I want it to be kind of fluffy, just kind of, like a raw edge. So let's pull that off. Thank you. Okay. And I'm going to move my camera and move this over. Okay. And I'm just going to pull this off. And very carefully, I'm holding everything down. I'm going to rip. So when you rip away stuff, especially tear away from the back, you don't want to rip it up out this way. You want to unhoop it and then tear the tear away. But this stuff's a little bit strong, and I've got that triple stitching in there. Okay, now before I take this part out, I'm going to trim. Okay, here we go. Here comes the mess. And again, I'm leaving a little bit outside. If I don't like it, I'll just trim it off when I'm done. But I think it'll be kind of cute. It'll be kind of fuzzy. As my mom used to sing to me, fuzzy wuzzy. I think she was talking about me because I am fuzzy. Let's get rid of that little piece. Now I'm going to pick it up gingerly so it doesn't drop stuff all over. You can already see this tail sheds. And I'll show you how to kind of fix or, take care of that if you're going to leave some on the outside. All right. I might need it when I'm done, like when I get them out of the hoop, I might have to trim it up a little more. Luckily, I used to be a hairdresser. I just got kind of trim it up a little bit, get some of the points off. Really aren't the right scissors. That's okay. And gonna kind of make it look prettier. I know you guys are probably exhausted if you've watched the other shows today. All right. So I'm going to say that's okay for right now. And then later I can decide if I want to keep it like that. I just didn't want to do it in case I wanted to. So yeah, I don't think I like it. Let me fluff everything up. I think I need to get it closer. Yeah, see, that doesn't look good, does it? Okay. So I'm going to try quickly to get it away or turn on the outside. You know what? I'm going to leave it because I really need to stand up and do this and really get under that fur. It comes right off anyways. And I'll get closer, and when I post pictures, you'll see. Okay, so I've got his cute little, that's so cute. So now what we want to do is put it back on the machine. And then we're going to change threads because I'm going to have that gold on the outside. I think this is going to be so. Now, when I change threads, I cut up top and pull out its natural progression. Yes, I'm a waster, but now I'm going to audition both of those. I think I like the softer one better. It's going to be really yellow though. I can tell right now. Should I do the, I'm debating. I think, I don't know. This is half my time in a sewing room, just sitting here going, I don't. All right, I'm going with the darker. Oh, but that blue thread's gonna kind of break it up a little bit when it stitches directly on top of it. Okay, so we're gonna come here, and we are almost done, guys. I promise. It says we have 1 minute left, but in sewing terms, that means at least 5. All right, so we're gonna hit start, and here we go. There's fuzz everywhere. Okay, I'm happy. I can see. Oh, that's gorgeous. I can see it. It looks so good. Okay, I'm happy with that one. Way happy. It could have been disastrous. Could have been too yellow. Yep, he'll shape up just for Rupert. Will be just fine. That's right, Heidi. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, but I'm tooting my own horn, but that looks really cute. Any questions? If you're rewatching this on the replay, thank you for rewatching. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody learned something tonight. And I don't, can you see that on the screen? How thick my satin stitches? I'll show it to you here in a minute. When it comes around, you'll see how thick that is because I want it wide enough to catch the applique. If you do a really thin one, that's when you're going to get those pokies. Joanne, you're genius. Yes, I need to, do I have one in here? That's a great idea. You know what I usually use, and it's a nightmare, is tape. I put tape on my hands and then go for it. Rupert's very cute. Thank you. Yes, I use heat away topper for anything with pile, and I know that's a weird word, or loft, um, because it will stay underneath the stitches. Again, if you're going to do towels, it'll stay under there and keep the thread above the pile or the yeah, the loft. Yeah. That gold. Okay, I am in love with this thread already. And this one's Madeira. So your baby lock dealer can get this box. And again, I've got to, now I want to order the sewing box. Um, so yeah. And the fabric as well. If you happen to like it, I was so excited when they released it. I just love the colors. It's so pretty. Don't you love the moment when you do something, you design something, and you stitch it out, and you're thinking it's going to look like, oh, and then it stitches out so cute. That's how I feel like a proud mother of Rupert right now. Yeah, Rupert, you're my man. You're my child now. And again, yep, I'm going to fix that tail. I just thought it would look cute, but sometimes things don't work, right? Trial and error. Okay, so if we can zoom in a little bit, you can see that nice thick wide stitch. And where's my blue? I'm gonna do this kind of turquoisey blue on top. I think it'll look really cute. I do have pink too. Nah, I don't think the pink will look good on that gold. I don't know. I kind of want it bright. I kind of want to really see it. So I'm gonna do this blue. Almost done. Poor little tail needs so much help. But I love the fluffy. I think that's so cute. It gives it a character. And I need to get a lint roller. It's little things like that. Like that's why I love the sewing community because we all give each other the greatest tips, and we all learn from each other. Excuse me. He's so cute. I can't even with him. All right. So now we're going to switch the thread this point. So again, I cut up top, bring out the bottom. And the reason why I do that is because you have a lot of little weird things up in here and it's safer for your machine than pulling it backwards. All right. So we pay a lot of money for these guys, right? We'll keep them happy. All right. Here we go. I'm putting my turquoise on, or whatever it is. This is not turquoise. This is that weird blue that I love. Okay. And now that's going to stitch directly on top and give it just this really cute, almost like fancy look. I don't know. I love the idea though. I love Rupert too. A bean stitch would be really, really cute, Joanne. So you could use there's a triple stitch in there. So you could definitely use that as your bean stitch. That would be really, really good. I kind of like it. And that, I mean, it is a little dark, but it looks fine. It actually looks really good from my point of view. Awesome. Ah, he's so cute. So what I'm going to do now is so y'all can see him up close and in somewhat better lighting. I'm going to switch back over to me. That's not me. There's me. Okay, so let's take it off. Rupert. So see how cute that is? And then that little bit of blue just adds a little bit of cuteness. Look how cute that is. Yes, I know. Rupert, we're going to fix your tail. I promise. So I really love him. I can't wait. So yeah, I don't even want to take this out of the house. Would be cute, like a little wall hanging, make, a couple different ones and maybe in different sizes. Like I could use my little chunky monkey back in there. And but I love him. All right. So if you make Rupert, of course you can name him whatever you want. Please post a picture. I want to see what you do with it, what you're going to do. So again, you might add in some fill stitching. You might use some of the Design Suites fill stitching. Those of you with palette, you may just do some really cool stuff with it. And then, whatever you use for the tail or whatever, but I think he's darling. I love you. So, all right, let's check for questions. Yeah, I'm probably going to do a little pillow, but I know I said earlier that I might take him to work, but I kind of love him now. He's kind of like my adopted pet. So thanks, Diane. Yes. All right. So, anything else? Now we need to remember that Saturday, I don't remember the time, but it is on my page, starts our sweet Peeps Sew Along, and that's going to be over at the Las Vegas Sew Girl with Lisa Knight. Now, every post that I make about it is going to have all the links to all the educators that are doing it. So please join their groups. They are so good. We are so lucky. And you're going to see a lot of different points of view, just like when we did our row house sew along. You know, everybody's was different. So I'm excited. And the pattern's so cute. It's a little bunny. I need to put that up, or I need to put, did I put that in the link? Let me double check real quick. I want to make sure I put that in the link for you guys. I'm looking. Yep. The link is to Heather's page, who designed this adorable little block. I don't have a picture of it up, and I should put one up. Maybe I'll ask Jory just to post her picture, or Lisa, anybody that wants to post any of the educators want to post your picture, go right ahead. Okay. Well, now I look like that person that's just looking like this on your screen. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. We're going to be back next week. Hopefully I will not just put it off to the last minute to design something. But tell me what you want to see, please. That helps me tremendously. So send me a message or just type it on our group page. Say, hey, Anna, I want to learn this. Just let me know. Starting next Friday, if you're on Instagram, I will be starting my Dear Jane Sew Along. Dear Jane is the Dear Jane quilt is a quilt from 1863. I think I'm right. And there are a ton of blocks. And they're going to be 4 inches. They're all 4 inches, and I am using EQ8 with their Dear Jane program to make them, and I'm going to walk through those. So there will be a live next Friday night. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that date. It's the 15th, whatever the 15th is. Probably around the same time I'm doing this. I might do 7. And it's going to be on Instagram, and I'm going to have a sew along. So the only thing is this sew along is going to be, but this is one of those quilts that people feel so good when they're done, because they've recreated a quilt that some woman on a farm, who was the farmer, who was the lady in power, designed on her own, and we're remaking it how many years later? So, all right. So everybody, I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you next week. And again, if you want to see something, please let me know. That really does help me. So, all right, everyone, have a great evening, and I will see y'all next week. If you go back and watch every video, this is me signing off. Okay, here we go. Oh, shop local, shop small. Don't forget, get with your Baby Lock dealers to get the sweet seams, fabric, and thread.